Alrighty, I just picked up another project mower. This is a Craftsman 7400 Pro Series. It's got a V-twin. What is this? Kohler 24 horse V-twin. I think the guy said this was a 2015 model. Here's a sticker here. Now it's a 2012. Okay, not bad. Let's see how many hours are on this thing. 316. Not too bad. And it also came with this big 54-inch 3-bladed deck, which is in really good shape. Almost no rust anywhere on it. However, the guy said that this will no longer drive in forward or reverse. And he said the transmission's busted, but the motor runs good. So it's a foot drive. That's to disengage it so you can roll it around. Now it's engaged. So let's fire this up and see if we can figure out what's wrong with the transmission, or if there's anything wrong with the transmission. I don't know. Let's find out. First of all, we're going to check the oil first. It's full and it looks clean. That's always a good sign. Check the air filter real quick. It's a little dirty. But at least it's not full of mouse nest. Alright, well, let's see if it'll fire up and run. Here's the choke. of sounds like the carburetor might need to be cleaned the way he was surging. So let's get underneath it and at least make sure the drive belt is on there. Alright, the drive belt's on here. That's one of those plastic bodied transmissions. That goes to the deck to raise and lower. There's the electric PTO. It does look like it has a little bit of an oil leak. Not sure where it's coming from. Looks like it's around the valve cover maybe. Or else it's coming from that drain. That looks like it's not pushed on all the way. That might be where the leak is coming from a bit. Alright. What you got going on with this? What is that? That's the headlight switch. Huh. Well, the gas tank. However, you can rock it and it locks in place, but yet nothing is happening when you put power to it. You might have to drop the transmission out and then take a look at what's going on with it. So let's get her jacked up in the air. And get it to where I can get a better view of the tranny. Alright, let's crawl under here and see if we can figure out what's going on with the transmission. Let's get a light on. Let's see. Right here is the belt coming from the motor back to the tranny. Let me set the light up. Something like this. I'm going to stick there. There. That goes up there to a pulley back there. Then you got another belt that comes up to this pulley up here in the front. This is moving. Not sure. Push on the pedal to go forward. Let me see if this thing is going to roll forward any. Let's see. I don't know if you can gonna be able to see much. Pedal forward, and if I can turn this. Yeah, it's wanting to move. Let's try reverse. And it wants to roll backwards too. I wonder if that pulley's okay, or at least the one on here. Because it's like a CVT pulley with this big belt. Can't reach the one in the back. Oh, I wonder for this. I wonder if something's messed up with the pulleys. Can't really see. Right down in there is where the other pulley is, but the gas tank is in the way. Might be able to take this fender support bracket off and be able to get to it. Maybe lift up the gas tank a little. Let me give that a try and see if that does any good. See if I can get some room. Alright. I was able to get this back piece moved. There was just 2 bolts on each side and then a bolt on each side of there. Still has a wire connected to it, so I'm just kind of sitting it here on an angle. Put my jack underneath the tire and I was able to jack it up to give me some room. And also these 2 springs, which they are hooked up to the height for your deck controller. These 2 springs, they came through and fit in there. I just took my spring tool, was able to grab a hold of them and pull them out and pop them loose. So they're just hanging here, which they'll be easy to put back on when I'm done. I hope anyway. And now I can see this top pulley, which this is the belt going to the engine. Here's the other pulley going over to this CVT pulley. And it goes down to another CVT pulley down here. As you can hear, I think something is messed up with that. Let me see if I can. You'll be able to see it down there wiggling. I think something's messed up with the bottom part of the pulley right down there. You can see it wiggling around. So what I'm going to do, looks like there's 2 bolts here and 2 on this side, and that should free this up to where I can get it up here to take a look and see what's going on with it. So let me get that removed and I'll bring it back. Alright, I got this removed. This was together like this when it's on the transmission. belt spins this. Then you got that other big belt that goes over to the other part of the transmission, that CVT pulley. And what happens is this rides up. CVT, if you don't know what that is, just look them up, they're easy. And this part sits on the back of the transmission. It's got two levers that come off of it, and it's also hooked up to the pedal with your foot. So the harder you push, this pushes up, and this pushes this together, which squeezes the belt, makes the transmission move. But what's happening is, like here, it's worn, it's obviously it's broke, and it's worn in, and it's not pushing this up tight enough to make the belt move the transmission. So I need a new one of these. I did a quick search. You can buy this whole unit on eBay. The cheapest I found was like almost $100. And I really don't know if there's anything else wrong with the transmission, so I don't want to sink $100 into this just to find out there's more problems. And I have to put a new transmission in, and those things are like $500-600. So what I'm going to try to do, just as a test, to be able to get this back to working, so that I can see if the rest of the transmissions are okay. Let's see if I can figure some way of attaching these just like this, like it's supposed to be. That way when this pushes up, it'll push this up far like it's supposed to. So let me do some figuring out and see what I can come up with to try to connect these two back together. Alrighty, this is what I came up with. I took these little screws, they were in here, that was holding this part to this part of the pulley, if you see it. These little screws, they did go in there. There's three that held this plastic part to this part of the pulley. I removed them. I got longer screws, and this is a flange from a bearing. It happened to be big enough to where it would go all the way around. I filed little grooves so that the screws would fit straight. That way this will go on, and it now hits, and it doesn't go up in there further. So it should be able to make the pulley work like it's supposed to. And I'm thinking this, even though it's not attached, I don't think it's going to matter because it's just pressure pushing against this. And this thing spins real easy. It's a bearing. So whenever the pulley is spinning, if I can get to, it'll spin easy. So hopefully this will work long enough for me to be able to at least make sure all the rest of the transmission is good. If it is, well then I'll spend $100 and buy all this. If I don't tear it up first. So if this works, I'll get this put back in and we'll give it a try. Alright, we got her put back together. Let's see what's going to happen. I got the battery cables on it and the charger because the battery went pretty good dead. But let's see what's going to happen here, if anything. a little jerky because I got to get that carburetor cleaned out on the motor so it'll run smooth. I think I'll do that next. Then we'll take it outside and take it for a drive and see how it does. Got her all back together. I think I've got the linkage adjusted right for the speed. I'm not sure. I'll go to give it a try anyway. So, let's take it outside and see what it's going to do.